Hi, Molly.
Hi, Jen.
It's so good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Thanks for coming.
I know it was so great having you, having you have, allowing Lori and I to come in your room to do the teapot, and now we're kind of getting into the next step. And you did finish the inventory of practice. I got your copy.
Yep.
That looked great.
Okay.
Did you find that tool helpful?
Yeah, I think, there were a lot of things that maybe I didn't necessarily focus, that you don't always focus on, that you kind of forget about as you're going through your daily
Right.
routines in the classroom. So it was kind of good to really focus in on different things and
Perfect.
really think about what I'm doing or need to work on. So.
Sure, and that's one of the things that I saw doing the teapot, and with looking at the inventory of practice, you have a lot of strengths.
Well, thank you.
You have a lot of strengths. And I think, some of the strengths that I saw, and you saw as well, it was kind of good. We saw a lot of the same strengths.
Good.
Were your schedules and routines, fantastic. Transitions between activities, you had a lot of really good things, to help you transition. The kids seemed to really do well with that. The engagement in supportive conversations with the children. I really think that was one of your key strengths. I want to tell you that.
Thank you.
That you kept things very positive. You never, I don't think I ever heard you the whole 2 hours I was here use the word no. It was just real positive and upbeat
Right.
and encouraging.
Yeah, I mean, we really try to, focus on what they should be doing rather than the no, stop, don't all the time.
Sure.
So,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. You did a really great job promoting your children's engagement with each other, and your communication with families is fantastic. I mean, you've been doing home visits, it sounds like, even when the need arises, and ongoing conversations. Great.
Right.
Some of the emerging skills I saw were teaching children expected behavior, which I know it's still beginning of the year, we're still kind of getting into it.
right.
Now, how have you seen that with your own inventory of practice?
Yeah, I think, as the year goes on, it's easy to kind of just flow through the day, but I think, it's definitely something that we could, focus on more
Sure.
in terms of just that intentional sort of teaching of those expectations. I think they now kind of have an innate sense of those, but just making sure, because new kids come in all the time, too, which I
Right.
think is, we need to remember that they're new and they haven't been here. So we definitely need to be, cognizant of the fact that we need to keep teaching
Sorry.
the video camera. Just keep teaching those behavior expectations all the time.
Sure.
Very explicit.
Sure. Anything that you want to talk about as far as you saw for some of your professional development needs or things you'd like to work on more?
Well, I think, one of the things that I saw is that I think a place to work on, I think this year, coming from the district that I came from before, I had a social and emotional curriculum in place with lesson plans that we did, on a consistent basis. And I
Sure.
think that's something that, I would like to continue doing. And because we don't have the curriculum to do it, just kind of working on how to be teaching some of those social skills with lessons.
Perfect.
In large group lessons. I think that's definitely something we need to work on.
Perfect. And I think really now that you're going to the Pyramid Plus training, we're going to delve more into that in the November trainings. I think that might be a really
Good.
great way we can look at some practicing and coaching through that and figure out what would work in your classroom. Anything else you saw as kind of anything with your classroom or the environment or?
Well, one thing that I think might be helpful in our environment is just some things are labeled, and this has just been kind of a time crunch issue. Some things are labeled and some things are not, and I think, putting more labels around the room on all the shelves with all the materials might be really helpful.
Perfect. Here's a good idea. You know what? And what I'm gonna do right now too is write down some of these ideas that we have about as far as what we should be working on. Maybe, like you said, and doing some more environmental labeling.
Supports and whatnot.
I love that idea. Write that down. Supports. I think the whole social, emotional piece too, we can really address that. Anything that you all see was because when we were in here, we had a lot of staff community. How's that going?
Right.
Is that kind of hard to get together, or is it?
Well, I do think, we're so busy here, I think it is hard for all the adults to kind of talk to each other. I think for the most part, everybody's pretty much on the same page.
Sure.
But I do think, that we do have so many providers that come in and out of here, that sometimes it can be challenging to just make sure that we all meet and sort of know what we're working towards and working on.
And maybe we put that down as a teaming kind of thing, maybe just as an idea for the future too. I think that might be a good kind of thing. Kind of along the same line with the teaching of the social skills. I think that kind of might be pairing in with getting the kids to talk more about their emotions and sad. Like we said, somebody can do that
Right.
as
Uh-huh.
a different idea. Emotion stuff. These are just a few ideas. I think going back and looking at the teapot again, maybe after we do the first circuit and see if there's anything else that really pops out of us. Any other things that really rise with you or challenges that we can add? This is a fluid document. We can
Right.
keep going back to this. So what's something that you would like to start with? Like, I know we talked a little bit about the labeling and looking at
Yeah, maybe
environmental
looking
stuff.
at the environmental stuff would
Okay.
be, I think maybe the best place to kind of start first is that sort of basic environmental
And
stuff.
that's the basis for the pyramid as you've been learning. So let's do that, and maybe we can meet next week and go through some coaching ideas and see what we can find out.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
Thank you.